Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beninin, and for today's video we are up close and personal, baby, because we are testing out all of your favorite sunscreens. I asked you guys on my Instagram to suggest your most loved sunscreen that does not leave you with a white cast. So I asked you guys for that, and I went ahead and I purchased the most highly suggested sunscreens from you guys, and I tested them out. Most of them I tried out for a full day, so I'm able to tell you about how it wears throughout the whole day, how it feels when you reapply it. So the first reason that I use sunscreen is to prevent skin cancer. People with darker skin have very low risk of getting skin cancer, but it's still there. So I want to protect myself from that, even if there's not a very high chance of me getting it. The other reason that I use it is for making sure that my dark spots don't get darker. I have very acne prone skin and I struggle with dark marks and scarring, and wearing sunscreen when I'm outside helps to make sure that those dark spots don't get any darker. That's what happens when melanin is exposed to the sun. The other reason is I want to avoid getting sunburn. I know, believe it or not, black people get sunburn. What? Black people still get sunburn. I have gotten a couple of them throughout my life. It doesn't happen often, but it still happens, and it's not a very fun feeling to have your face be burnt. So, okay, now that I've done my little speech, why don't you go ahead and like this video, give it a thumbs up, and we will jump right in. So the first one that you guys suggested was this SUNBUM Base 50. It is a chemical sunscreen. It says that it's lightweight, oil-free, and it is also fragrance-free, breakout-free, dermatologist tested, gluten-free, and vegan. This one, I'm just gonna shake it and give a little dot. I picked this one at Target. I will also insert the price for you because I know price is actually a pretty big factor. Get that really rubbed in. Normally when I put sunscreen on, I would bring it down to my neck, but we're inside right now, we're not going anywhere, so I'm just gonna skip that. So as you can see, this sunscreen dries down pretty good. It has like a natural, almost like you just put lotion on, not necessarily put sunscreen. Like, it doesn't look greasy, it doesn't feel too heavy. It reapplied pretty nicely. It didn't have like that thick feel to it. So I feel like this would work for oily skin, dry skin, whatever, because it does have like a little bit of a glow, but it's not too crazy if you have oily skin. So I really like this one actually, and I thought it felt really good on. The next one is by ROCHE-POSAY. Is that how you say that? I picked this one up at Target and I got it in SPF 60. I was drawn to this one because it says that it's for clear skin. Right there, that's what it says, so hopefully it won't break you out. It says that it's fragrance free, paraben free, and it is tested on sensitive skin. For the sake of this video, I'm not using the recommended amount. I'm only using like a pea size. So as you can see, this one definitely leaves the white cast. Like, I back up, see, ashy, not ashy. Ashy, not ashy. But I just wanted to try it on so you guys can see what I mean by having a struggle with sunscreens. I'm pretty surprised that this looks like this because I specifically asked you guys for sunscreen that doesn't leave a white cast, but maybe whoever suggested it doesn't have as dark of a skin as me and it works better. I am just gonna have to pass on this one. It's just, nope, nope. So the next one that we have is COOLA Classic Face Sunscreen. It says that it's fragrance free and it is dermatologist tested and it won't be clogging your pores. It doesn't have any oxybenzone or octinoxate, which are basically the chemicals that bleach the reefs. So it is coral reef friendly. I like this one because it dries down pretty good and it doesn't have a smell to it. And I noticed when I reapplied it, even after putting the second layer, it still felt really good. So you see that? It dries out really nice. It's like glowy, but it's not shiny or greasy either. So I really liked how this one felt. The next one that was very highly suggested by you guys, it's the NEUTROGENA Hydro Boost Sunscreen. And I was very hesitant to buy this one because I know it contains oxybenzone. Oxybenzone is good for absorbing UV light, but it's also been shown to be absorbed by your skin, and I don't want that in my body. So I really didn't want to buy this one, but I was like, let me just try it, see how it is just for this one time, but I probably won't be repurchasing purchasing this. So I picked this up in SPF 50, and it says that it's an invisible finish, non-greasy, and it's broad spectrum. As you can see, it dries down really clear. It kind of has like a gel-like feel. It doesn't necessarily feel like sunscreen. It says water gel lotion, so that makes sense why it feels like that. When I reapplied it earlier this week, like for the second time in the day, it felt really good. It didn't feel heavy or anything. The only thing about the sunscreen is it has a very strong Neutrogena smell. I just feel like a lot of their products have this like strong smell. It's not a bad smell, but I don't want perfume on my face. I prefer sunscreen to be unscented, and just like the oxybenzone isn't necessary, so I'm gonna have to pass on this one. All right, the next one that I picked up, I'm super excited for this one, is the Black Girl Sunscreen. I have been wanting to buy this, but I was a little skeptical because I'd read that it isn't very oily girl friendly, but I love to support my black businesses, so I was like, let me just pick it up. I picked this one up in an SPF 30. They actually have it at Target now, and it says that it's infused with jojoba and avocado. It also says that it goes on sheer and there's no white residue. This one is fragrance free. Yeah, it's actually fragrance free. It's not like a sunscreen smell. It doesn't smell like anything. This sunscreen dries down pretty good. I feel like it does have a little bit of a greasy feel. It kind of is similar to the SUNBUM one. So they kind of have like a similar feel to it, but this one smells like sunscreen and this one doesn't smell like anything. And I feel like the Black Girl Sunscreen reapplies even better than the SUNBUM one. Like I said, I was hesitant to purchase it because I didn't think it'd be oily girl friendly, but it's actually okay. I don't think it makes my face feel extra oily, but it doesn't do anything for like mattifying or anything. This one is the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Face Mist, and it is in SPF 55. I picked it up at Target. It says that it instantly refreshes, protects, and it has an invisible finish, and it's oil free. So I mostly was drawn to this one for like when I'm wearing makeup, so I can like reapply my sunscreen without having to mess up my makeup. So this one is just a face spray. This one, as you can see, dries down clear. It does have a little bit of a shiny-ish feel to it. And it does feel a little bit greasy. It's not bad. Again, Neutrogena, I don't know why they have to put fragrance and everything, but it smells like sunscreen, and it low-key smells like it has a lot of alcohol in it. I personally liked the feel of it the first time, but when I reapplied it, it kind of had like weird feeling to it. Like it started kind of having like a pilliness to it. It had that feeling, but the first application was fine. So I think I would use this to like refresh makeup. As you can see, yeah, but the smell is just like a, I don't like it. I don't like the smell. So the final two that you guys recommended were both from Supergoop. The first one is a sunscreen mousse. It's called the Superpower Sunscreen Mousse. I got it in SPF 50. And I actually randomly found this at TJ Maxx, but I think you can pick it up from Amazon. I've never tried a mousse sunscreen before, so you give it a good shake and it comes out like hair mousse. So this one, as you can see, it dried down clear. It doesn't have, oh, hold on, hold up. Okay, just kidding. I just didn't rub it in all the way. It doesn't have like a purpley hue to it. It's not ashy or white. And it feels pretty good on the skin. The only thing is, maybe because it hasn't dried down all the way, but even when it did dry down, it does have a little bit of like an oily feel to it. So if you don't like that, maybe pass on this one. And this one is cruelty-free, non-irritating, and allergy-free. So last but not least was the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. I got it in SPF 40, and I also picked this one up from Amazon. It says that it is, again, cruelty-free, non-irritating, allergy tested, and it's supposedly supposed to be colorless, scentless, oil-free, and weightless. This one could be used as like a primer because it says on the back that it smooths the appearance of pores, grips makeup in place, and leaves a velvety soft finish. So it's perfect for all skin tones. This one is kind of like a jelly look to it. It's not white or anything. It definitely feels like a primer. Also looks like a primer. Ooh, I love the way how this feels. It does feel like velvet on the skin. And I wore this actually 2 days. One day I wore it without makeup to see kind of how it feels. And then the next day I wore it with makeup. And I will say that it works for underneath makeup. It doesn't feel greasy. It doesn't feel oily. It is very light, and my makeup wasn't like moving anywhere like it usually does when I put sunscreen under. But it low-key mattifies your face, doesn't it? You see that? I was oily there before, and now I'm not. So it kind of mattifies your face, but it doesn't leave a white cast. And I think this is like the perfect oily girl sunscreen to wear, and the perfect sunscreen to wear underneath your makeup. And this one is cruelty-free, non-irritating, and allergy-free. If I were going in to buy sunscreen and I wanted it to be super affordable, something I could find at the drugstore, I'd probably go for one of these two, the Black Girl Sunscreen and the SUNBUM. I feel like the Black Girl Sunscreen wears slightly better than SUNBUM, but they're pretty much the same, and I guess it depends on your skin type. On the spendier end, I would go with this SUPERGOOP. It does go for $34 from Amazon, but I think for what you're getting, it's pretty nice. Like, you don't need a whole bunch of it since it is like a jelly consistency, and I just feel like it'd wear really well with makeup and without makeup, and it just feels good overall on the skin. So that is it for this video. Thank you to everyone that responded to my Instagram poll that suggested all of these sunscreens. I feel like I found some really amazing ones to add to my normal routine. If you have any other suggestions for sunscreens that work well for people with darker skin tones, and sunscreens that also work well with people with oily skin, please make sure to leave that down in the comments. Share the knowledge, because we're all looking. Just share it all with us. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye.